Hello guys, I just wanted to make a quick video explaining the current situation for me and just the situation regarding the C9 disband in general. I guess a lot of people are probably wondering exactly what happened, except for I guess the logical conclusion would be that the results just weren't there, and that's a big part of the reason. But I'll get to that. So I kind of wanted to actually just this is probably gonna be kind of a long video. I wanted to go over like the whole sort of past year for me, starting in Danish Bears, which became Imperial pretty quickly after I joined, and just kind of talk about the whole team and everything that happened. And it's mostly good things. Just yeah, let's just start off. So after I joined Danish Bears, I think it was like the beginning of June, maybe the middle of June last year. We I wasn't sure if this team would be able to get as far as it ended up doing. It was mostly like I've always liked playing with Ace and Rice. I hadn't played in team with Noya and Hester before, so I just wasn't really sure what you know how good they were, or you know I didn't know how good the team could be, but I knew that I like playing with Ace and Rice, so I wanted to give it a shot, and I'm happy I did. Hesta and Noya, they didn't have much experience back then. They were, you know, they were good players. They were like pop players, I would say. They played in some teams and stuff, but nothing big. But I think they improved a lot during the time we were in Imperial /C9. So anyway, the first sort of move we made, I guess, after we joined Imperial was we had a boot camp over at the brothers' house, Hesta and Noya's house. That was a really nice boot camp. We had a lot of fun and we practiced a lot. And generally, the first few months in Imperial, we were doing really well. Like we didn't take long to just. I mean, the four, like Ace, Rice, Hesta, and Noya, they'd been together for a while, so I mean, it's not like they had to adjust each other, but they had to adjust to me, obviously. After joining the team, you always have to get used to playing with someone new. But you know, we started doing really well, like really quickly, actually, and we were playing in a lot of monthly tournaments. Oh yeah, I forgot about. Was it this international? I think it was an international qualifier. We had to play opens, and we kind of stumped everyone on our way to the final in the first qualifier, but then we lost a secret. We just weren't good enough to beat secret at that point. I think we needed more experience, but and then we kind of fluked in the second qualifier. I think we were a bit tilted, to be honest. But yeah, like next coming months, just playing a lot of online tournaments, and we were kind of winning. We started winning everything we played in, honestly. Like of all the monthly online tournaments, there weren't many, like if any, tier 1 teams, but it was like we were like the kings of tier 2 teams, I would say, at that point. And then we played and then we saw the WESG tournament, so we decided to play in that. Thought it was a pretty good opportunity for us, since you had to be full, well, Danish in our case. Everybody had to be from the same country. So that was like a nice, tournament for us. So we went to Kiev, WSG Kiev, and we got first place. It was a really nice LAN. It was very fun memories for me. Yeah, we had a good time, and actually, when I think back, it's kind of funny. Like we were actually having a lot of issues in the group stage. I remember we were really shaky. I think it was mostly inexperience on land for us as a team that made it so difficult. Because we were like, I think in terms of like our form at that time, we were the strongest team there for sure. But it didn't look like it if you looked at our group stage matches, I'd say. But then what was the semifinal against? I don't remember. I think we stomped the semis and then the final was also 2-0. But first game of the final was pretty hard. Anyway, so what happened after that? Yeah, we kept playing some multi-tournaments. We were just kind of, I think we won every match we played. Like, I don't remember if this was September, October, or November, but it was around that time. We were on a sick winning streak. We were just winning everything we were playing. And then Dream League happened. We were playing the group stage there. We got shared first place, I think, with who was it? No, not Secret. Was it? No, it was Virtus Pro and Team Escape. Virtus Pro couldn't attend the LAN, so they got replaced by who was it? Was it Team Liquid? No, Team Liquid was already there. Maybe Alliance. Yeah, I think it was Alliance. I can't really remember. Yeah, it was Alliance. So we went to the LAN. We kind of fluked. We played pretty bad. Again, I think we're still pretty inexperienced on LANs. I mean, these are now tier 1 teams we were playing against. I would say at least Team Liquid. Escape were in pretty good form at the time, so you know they were hard to beat. But we definitely screwed up in those games. Like we could have definitely won at least one of those games. We should have won. We were really far ahead, and then we just kind of threw. Yeah. So after that, we were a little bit depressed. There was a lot of issues in our team actually. Actually, there was issues in our team after Kiev Major or the Kiev tournament as well. Even though we won it. I might get back to that later in the video, but and I just want to go over the timeline here first. So, oh yeah, yeah, I wanted to quickly mention the Imperial team or sponsor was like actually really great. The guy who owned it, Ollie Adams, he was with us in Kiev, and he was also with us in Dream League. He's a really great guy. It kind of sucks we had to part ways with him when we joined C9. Well, we didn't have to, but we basically just got such a good offer that we couldn't refuse it. And also, I mean, I've always whenever I looked at C9 before, I always thought they were like a pretty prestigious team, and like the players there seemed happy, so it felt like a good move for us anyway. Maybe even with a lower offer, but the offer they gave us was really good. So there's really not much we could have. There's really not much choice there. But yeah, Ollie Adams is a great guy. Imperial was really nice for sure. All right, so now we're at December, I think. This is when I think the end of December is when we joined C9. At least that's when we started talking to them. I think we ended up joining officially like somewhere in January, maybe the 10th of January or something. I'm not exactly sure. Right before we went to WESG China. So that trip, there's just been a new patch. So we didn't really know what to expect. We didn't really know like how it was gonna be. We were pretty shaky in our performances right after the patch came out. We didn't really know what was going on, but it was funny. Like actually, I was able to. We didn't have a manager. Basically, we had lost our manager after we left Imperial. I think he was actually removed before we left Imperial. But anyway, that's another story. So we just. I think we just got a new manager, but he didn't have time to get a visa. So I was actually, but we got a 6th slot for WSG China, so I was able to bring my girlfriend, and she was basically being our manager down there. It was a bit stressful for her, but yeah. So she was actually when we went there, she was able to get a lot of scrims for us before we actually played the tournament, and that was super important for us. I think before those scrims, we we were pretty sure that. I mean, I guess we thought that most teams would be confused about the new patch, so we thought, maybe we had a good chance to go far. But at least for me, like I thought, we could just bum out of this tournament in last place or something, like, because it was just we just had no idea. But we knew we were good at playing together, and we understood the last patch, and we have a lot of things going for us. It was just the new patch was just so confusing for some reason. I mean, it was a big patch, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, we got a lot of good scrims before the tournament. That was really important. And we started playing. We played better and better throughout the scrims and got more confident. So when the tournament actually happened, we I think the group stage was pretty easy. I can't. I think there were like maybe two teams that were like slightly hard. I think SG was actually in a group. The team that did really well at was it the Kiev major? I think so. Anyway, yeah, but I think we got first in our group, and then don't remember the quarterfinals, but I remember the semifinals. Man, that was that was intense. I think we won the first game and then lost the second. It was definitely 1-1, and the deciding game, we were so far behind. I remember I was playing Skywrath that game, and I did not have a good start at all. But then I just started roaming around, and we managed to get so many kills. So we kind of reset the game a little bit. We got back in the game, but I think we had Venge Skywrath cores. We didn't have we couldn't just farm. We had to kind of fight. As far as I remember, I don't remember the rest of our lineup, but I think we had a Void as well. It was actually kind of a weird lineup when I think back, but yeah. So so we just had this amazing fight at one point, and they were buybacking, and we just I don't know how we did it honestly. Oh yeah, we also snuck Roshan at one point with Venge soloing it with a double damage rune while we held bottom racks. Yeah, that was a crazy game. So we managed to get to the final, and then in the final against TNC, God, I don't even remember those games very well. uh, I think we were 1-1. God, I should have looked this up actually. I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. It's China. Finals. Right. Yeah, we lost 1-2. I'm pretty sure we actually threw the last game really hard. I think I've blocked that out of memory a little bit. Yeah. So that was a game. That was a game for how much money? $400,000 was the difference between first and second place. So first place got 800,000, second place got 400,000. So that was a pretty important game, and I'm pretty, as far as I remember, we threw that game, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah. Anyway, TNC is a really good team, so it's not like everybody expected us to win or anything. But I think a lot of people did. But anyway, so yeah, that was overall a good tournament. I mean, obviously, we made a lot of money, and it was a good time for the most part. But we would have liked to win, of course. C9 curse, right? I think it was mostly after DSC and started qualifiers that it went downhill. Because for those qualifiers, we actually, I think, played pretty well. During the, I don't remember exactly which one was which, but we played those two qualifiers, and in one of them, we were one game away or one series away from qualifying for the LAN in China. I think that was Star Ladder. We had to beat Secret, and we lost to Secret. If we beat Secret, we would have qualified. Then the other tournament, there was group stage which we got second in, I believe, after Team Liquid, I think. And then we went to the playoff stage. We lost to Bears, I think. And then we actually beat Secret in that tournament. Wish we'd beaten them in the other tournament, right? And then we lost to Bears again. We would have had to beat Bears and Team Liquid after that. So that was a pretty hard road to qualify there. But you know, beating Secret, and we beat, I think we beat Nip and Navi. I don't recall exactly, but we definitely, beat a lot of good teams. So we showed, we only really lost to, at that time, we were mostly having trouble with Team Liquid and Bears in Europe. Of course, VP, Secret were also, really good, and some other teams, but our biggest problem was definitely Team Liquid. we almost never beat them even in scrims. Maybe it's a playstyle thing, I'm not sure. But yeah, after that, we were pretty down because we didn't qualify for those 2 tournaments. We didn't really have much going at that point. I mean, we were still, we were together. We were in C9. Like, we have things going for us, but like in terms of results, we didn't. We were kind of bummed out, right? And Ace was having issues with the captain role, the drafting role. He felt a lot of responsibility. He felt like, as a carry, he had to focus a lot on like the team aspect, what we had to do as a team, and it just made it a lot harder for him to actually focus on carrying the games. He got really frustrated, so we kind of tried switching captain. Noya was captain for a bit. I tried drafting, I think. I don't remember exactly, but just it just didn't go well for us, to be honest. We went back to Ace's captain again, and then we went to boot camp in Germany to try to get ready for the next major, the Kiev major, I believe it was. And that boot camp was nice. Like, before we had that boot camp, we were really down. I think we really needed that, but ultimately it wasn't really enough. I think switching captains, it didn't really do us any good at that point. Like, it really hurt us. Also, we'd had a coach which I don't want to get too much into that. I think, I don't have anything against the guy who was coaching us, but I don't think it was the right fit for our team, so that didn't help either. But anyway, so yeah, we played the major qualifier from Kiev, and it just, yeah, we lost to all the good teams, and we beat all the teams that we were 100% expected to beat, I would say. I think we lost to Alliance, NIP, Team Liquid, Secret. So we got 5th, I think. I think that's what happened. And when we were at our best, like, we definitely, like, let's say back in October, I think, or even in February, when we were at our best, like, we would lose to Team Liquid and maybe Secret, but we didn't really lose to Alliance or NIP. But they also got better, so there's that too, I guess. Yeah, it just felt shitty, to be honest. So after that, we played. What did we play? Of significant tournaments, we played SoTech qualifier. We were supposed to play Dream League qualifier, but some scheduling errors occurred, and again, I don't want to get too much into that. Like, it's on Twitter somewhere probably, but I think I made some tweets about it. But in the end, we didn't end up playing the Dream League qualifier. We played the SoTech qualifier, which we qualified for. We beat Alliance, so that was nice. But not really enough. And this is the kind of the point where we've been losing a lot of just games that we shouldn't have lost. Monthly tournaments and whatnot. We just weren't playing that well anymore. I don't know. This patch, I guess, didn't suit us as well as the last patch, and also, yeah, a bunch of things. Just so, I was talking a lot with the CEO of C9, Jack, about it, and obviously it's hard for him to justify keeping us as a team when we're just not performing at all. Our team didn't have the best market value either. We don't have like huge names really. Yeah, I don't have to go so much into that, I guess. Just like we have to perform well for our team to be worth it for C9. Like we can't just live off of branding. Like we don't give us enough to C9, at least for the salary we were getting. So, but I actually I convinced Jack that we were gonna have a last try with Rise as captain, because at the time I had been convinced that, you know, at the time I had been convinced that it could work out with Rise as captain. It was like a last shot. I just thought like if Ace could actually focus on his game rather than like getting frustrated with our games because he was drafting, maybe that would help. But we played for I don't know, a week or something, and I just felt like, yeah, this isn't really helping. I mean, I know it takes longer to like get used to being a captain in a team, but I don't think Rice is really a captain type. So um, it was really a bit naive of me to think that it would change anything. So I think in general, when you're on a team like that, that you're, you know, where you're kind of friends with everyone and you know that the team has potential, but it's just going downhill for a long time. I think like, because in general, I like to try to stay with the team and you know, through thick and thin and that kind of stuff. But it's just when you actually lose so much, um, it's just sometimes you can't really come back. The team, there's just something that happened to the team that just can't be fixed. You know, that's what it felt like. So I feel like generally when you disband like that, it's like giving up, right? But in this case, I think if we kept playing together, I think that would have been more like giving up. That's what I thought at the time. So um, the disband was, I think, inevitable, or at least something had to change. I was like, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, I was definitely the one who initiated it. But Ace was, he was, you know, he kind of had the same feelings that I had. That this team, it had potential at one point, but it was kind of dead. I think at that point. I mean, that's just what I think, and Ace agreed with a lot of the things that I was saying at the time. Um, so initially, what was going to happen was Rice, Heste, and Noya were going to play together, and I was going to play with Ace in a new team. But then then a new patch rolled out, and the patch actually was pretty similar to the patch where we were in Imperial and doing really well. So Ace wanted to give it another go with his old with the old team. So yeah, the biggest motivation for me to make this video was that obviously it looks kind of bad for me that the team disbanded and now they're back together again with a new mid player. It looks like, it almost looks like I was thrown out or something, but trust me, that is very far from the case. It was mostly me who initiated the disband at first, and then Ace wasn't going to play with them. But then the new patch came, and then he changed his mind. Mostly, well, I say mostly, but I would say almost purely because of the patch. He also lives with Rice. That's another thing. So Rice and Ace, they live together, and also the two brothers live together. So it's kind of hard for them to separate, I think, in a way. But that's up to them. I don't really care. They can do what they want. They're my friends. I have nothing against them. I honestly want them to do well. But I don't want people to think that I got thrown out and now, you know, they're rolling with a new mid player and that's just everything that happened, because that's not true at all. So yeah. So within the next week or so, you will see whether I will be, basically what I will be doing, because right now it looks like I have a team, but we need a last player. So I don't know what's gonna end up happening, but we'll see. If nothing happens with that, I'm just gonna be practicing and looking for a team at a later point. But so I mentioned earlier that we had some issues after Kiev Major, or sorry, WESG Kiev and the Dream League Sweden. We also had some issues after another tournament or LAN or something. I don't remember. And also, so those were things that can't really be fully ignored. I don't want to call anyone out, but I guess I can see. I guess I can say it had to do with a lot of negativity on the team after a lot of our games, especially after LAN or even in games. A lot of the time there was a lot of negativity. Just that uh, like as a Dota player, there's so many things that there's so many skills that a person can have as a Dota player. There's obviously the mechanical side and decision making, blah blah blah, all that stuff, and that's really important. But something that people don't really think too much about, and um, well, people like to throw these words around like cancer, being toxic, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and this is something that happens a lot in pubs, solo queue matches and whatnot. That there are a lot of players who are toxic. You end up muting them, all that kind of stuff. But when you're on a team, you're playing with 5 players for an extended amount of time. There's always going to be issues, but you try to work through those issues, and you kind of have to think pretty much every day, like, how can I be a good teammate? How is my attitude and my mentality affecting the team? And um, in our team, there were a lot of issues. I think for the most part, we were pretty good at working through them. But I think some, especially with the negativity thing, and I'm just gonna be honest, it was mostly the two brothers. There was just in a lot of our games, there was just a resounding negativity um, throughout some of our games, and it just comments here and there that just didn't help anyone. Just like I'm not gonna explain into detail, but that's also a big reason why I didn't see the team. I saw the team stagnating, because I think you do need a good atmosphere in the team so everybody can just play their best. And for me personally, I was definitely having trouble playing my best, and I know it wasn't just me. Um, so that's just something I wanted to mention as well, because um, that if it was just some bad results, like that's one thing, but the fact that there was all these other issues, like it makes it less fun to play, honestly. If I feel like I can't play my best, that's not a team environment that I want to be in. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. I might do more vlogs in the future. I haven't really done these before. I just thought it was a good time to do it. So let me know what you think about it. Leave a like if you'd like. That would be nice. Peace out, guys.